I was waiting for that. Right,
that's why I stopped wobbling my head, because I thought he was going to fucking stick me on.
I don't care, mate. I don't care. I need a fucking laugh today. Right, welcome to the Orta No Better podcast, brought to me by your host Jay and other OKB regulars. Smarty,
just to you,
Karl,
just to you, everyone else. Fuck everyone else. Just Jay's show.
It's brought by me. It's brought by me. You guys have come along for the ride.
Started well.
How are we all doing?
Could be worse.
Yeah. I could be you, Jay. I could be a lot worse. But...
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I've had a poor day, but I'm coming round now, seeing your smiling faces.
Get yourself a beer, you'll be right.
Do you know what? I ain't got any left, so I might have to go grab a couple after this.
Schoolboy.
I really fucking need some. Right, so without further ado, we'll go to you, Gilly, and you can fill us in on the predictions league and how it's finished up.
Yeah, so after what's been a long old time on the season, we've come to a conclusion, and that conclusion is that Smarty, having been, we'll say top two, I think it's been just about throughout, maintained that top two, but bottled it at the end. He did take it down to the last game, to be fair. It was joint going into the last game. I think you were both on 23 points.
Yeah, yeah.
And Bren just snuck it at the end, took it by 2 points, 26 to 24. I ended up actually in third, having screwed up 3-4 games ago and thought I'd dropped away. Ended up in third, but joint on points with Luke. So just to run down the league, Bren on 26, Smarty 24, myself and Luke on 21, Jay on 17, Si and Karl on 13. I mean, bear in mind, Karl never put a prediction in. That's not bad.
No.
Stats on 11. Render on 10. Becky G on 7. Shannon on 3. Bear in mind, I think she was 5 games. not too bad. Adam on 3. And Jason on -6. What a finish. What a legend.
Good old Jason. Wow. Good old Jason. He's blown it there, hasn't he? Tried to be clever and go against us too many times, and it's cost him.
That's it.
Who's this naked Leeds fan? Who's this naked Leeds fan? Isn't he formerly the shape and variant of a certain Luke Minshall?
Looks like
John
Nice to me.
Sat at home suffering, hating himself.
Is this our first celebrity guest? Is it Sean Dyche coming in here? Like, is it?
Hang on a minute. What's he mean? Gilly was fourth, the absolute crook. What's he on about?
Why's he got his name as Naked Leeds fan?
You need to get.
You're fucking wrong, man.
Gilly, can you flash up a league table there?
He's been DMing women, hasn't he? And he's forgot to change himself back. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, actually, I can share my.
Go on, Gilly, give us some wizardry.
Mind your tabs now, Gilly.
No problem.
That internet history isn't on show, my friend.
It's all right. I've no secrets here.
No, we all know you're wrong.
Toupee shop.
Yeah, there's a few that we would prefer you kept secret, but it's okay.
I've run my headphones wire over here.
There we go.
Cheer that, eh?
Oh, it's gone alphabetical, hasn't it? Oh.
It has, yeah, you see. Shame that, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry about that, Luke.
So, yes, there we go. So Bren will be choosing our charity partner for next season, which is his prize for winning. So well done to Bren. And what we will be doing is we'll be looking at the scoring for next season, because I think Luke had some changes that he wanted to propose, whereby you got minuses even if you went for a draw rather than a Leeds win. So we need to.
That's fucking stupid.
We need to have a look at some of this and decide between us how that's going to work. But to be fair, to say that we nailed it together like overnight, one night right at the start of the podcasts, I think it went all right in the end.
Yeah, good.
So,
good luck.
I can't believe we didn't get a 4-1. Not even once.
Not one.
You know that next season, when I start doing normal predictions again, the first game will end up being a 4-1. And I'll just I'll be livid.
You bastard! I knew it'd happen.
But the only time I've ever been mad at Leeds winning 4-1, I think.
Hopefully it'll be against Swansea or Brentford.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Swansea, hopefully. Cause that means
And next season, of course, we will be having proper predictions from our good friend Karl.
yeah, there's no
No
more.
excuses
We
now.
absolutely will.
No excuses now.
Imagine what I could have done all season if I'd have just given predictions. I could have wiped
Imagine.
the floor with all
You
you.
broke the hoodoo.
Yeah, you could have been
Shoulda,
below
woulda,
Jason.
coulda, Karl. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah, Jason.
Come on, give me some credit. At least I pulled it out of the bag on the last day, like, you know.
You did, mate. You did.
He's had a whole season, like.
You pretty much saved Brady and Coke by turning up live on location because nobody else fucking turned up, did they?
Fucking
I nearly did.
died.
You wrapped it up as though I was just setting up.
It took you
Oh,
forever.
did it?
I was sat talking to myself at the end. I do enough of that without doing it for fucking fun.
We
Well, I
just got
sometimes feel
somewhere
like
where
I'm
we
doing
could
that
sit
when I'm
down.
talking to you as well.
Fucking typical, man.
Yeah, we just got we turned up at Ellen Road after the game, so we watched it on telly, so we didn't miss it because I wasn't confident of getting a table where we'd be able to see it anywhere near the ground. So we pitched up afterwards, and then the coppers got rid of everybody about 10, 15 minutes after we arrived. So we went round to Dry Salt as we were just about to get online, and he went, "Right, we're done."
Well, he
If I
closed the
realised,
pub.
I'd have kept it going.
No. I mean,
Oh.
Jay turned off the B&C
Right.
just as we were getting sat down.
I
There were a
had
bit of bother
enough
outside
that.
Dry Salters, so we worked straight in.
There was a bit of bother in outside the front of the place, the head of steam where I was as well, like, so there was 5-0
I've got it, I
on all
think
sorts.
it's-
Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there were. I'm not going to slander the 5-0 now online, actually, so I won't.
They already know where you live, Karl. Be careful.
I know where you live.
You mean to sound like
know where
Joey
you
Adams
live.
then?
Under a car somewhere in Nuddersfield.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Some
That was
food.
under somewhere.
No, just feel.
Listen, right. Have you got all else to say about predictions? Because I'm going to fucking...
No, we're all done.
I'm going to kill
Right
you next
then.
year. That's all I'm saying.
I'll get stuffed. Let's go on to the West Brom game then. So it was good to finish with a win, and it probably wasn't the best performance of the season, but it wasn't bad. Karl, go on. Let's go to you. You've got a lot to say. What did you think about it?
I had enough to say on Sunday. Can you ask someone else for a moment, please?
Right then, go on, Smarty.
I thought it was great, really. Yeah, sorry, Karl. We all know you're suffering.
Sorry, like, what?
No, I thought it was a great game. A very emotional game. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I didn't shed a few tears because I certainly did. Especially when the camera panned round to Pablo, you know, crying in stands and stuff like that. I was like,
Wasn't it?
yeah, it ruined me. It absolutely ruined me. Little one was sat next to me watching it,
tough,
and the missus were sat across there. I was like trying my best to not show my emotions because obviously I've got a heart of stone, according to her. So I've never cried in front of her. And the first time I do it is watching a fucking player leaving my club.
Not the day the kids are born. The day that Pablo lives Leeds.
No. That's
Leaving as well. But no, fantastic game, great to watch. I appreciated the fact that they tried to go toe to toe with us again, and I'm glad they did that rather than just sit back and take a kick in. Because on the day, not that they showed it a right lot this season, on the day they can be quite a good team. So yeah, no, I enjoyed it. It was a good day. Lots going on, and apart from Calvin, obviously fucking it right up at the end. But hopefully all's well, and we'll talk about that in a little bit later, I think.
Fair enough.
I think for me, Pereira not being there really hurt them, and I didn't think that they made much of a fist of the game. But the big disappointments for me were the fact that Pablo didn't score and the fact that Berardi didn't get sent off.
Oh.
Yeah, that would have been
The
sweet.
fact that we got that penalty though just after Pablo.
I know.
I was just going to say
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Oh, can you imagine if Pablo had scored an open play like he does in one of his spectacular ones, and then Berardi stepped up and slotted the penalty? That'd have been epic, wouldn't it? Imagine what would have happened.
But I would, Calvin's goal, Calvin's shot went in, and do you know what? That is what it is. But that turn that Pablo did, and then swung with his left, and you're thinking, it's going in top corner, and then Johnston makes the save, and you're like, how have you let Calvin's in and not that? That would have been amazing.
Shittest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. That I'm trying to.
If you're going to get beat, at least get beat by someone that looks half decent.
Yeah.
It was mad though.
Look like a fucking idiot that one he let in the Calvins.
Did you see that? Like Pablo had to do a little kind of flick to get it round. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Man, what a touch! He's got another season in him.
He has.
Fuck having another child. I'm happy for him, but he's got another season. Get him back, Victor.
Just give up.
Come on.
Just give up. It's like, no, another kid. I can't do it anymore. Oh, lad.
So 4 in a row for the first time since 2001.
Mm-hmm.
First time any promoted sides ever won the last 4 games of the season.
Is that right?
I saw something that said we've got the most points of any promoted team ever.
Since
no, not ever. Since Ipswich in 2001.
In a 38-game season, I mean.
Yeah, because I made a mistake and said that we'd finished the highest, and we didn't. We finished with the most points since then in 20 years.
I think it were Wolves. Didn't Wolves and Sheffield United finish higher but on less points?
Yeah, fewer.
Some talk spot bell end one on the other day, and it was said, "No, I'm not retracting my statement about Leeds not doing well or whatever." Even though we'd accrued more points or whatever, he says, "Oh, we'll still not finished higher." Well,
yeah, with that jock.
Yeah, that fucking Scottish bell end.
Jim White.
No. Some other dickhead.
Ex-player.
What, Ali McCoist?
No.
We could be going on
this, man.
Younger.
Alan McCoist likes us.
Oh, bleeding
Yeah.
Boyd, is it?
Yeah.
Ian Boyd, is it?
Ian, is it?
George Boyd?
George Boyd.
Is it George Boyd? Oh, fuck knows. I don't fucking know. Fuck him. I don't give a
everybody
fuck
on the comments, you can help us out here.
Just leaving us hanging.
Struggling.
What do you reckon to game, seeing as you got to go see it live, you absolute bastard?
It was absolutely fucking
I blocked Karl Sunday afternoon.
You did
I blocked his number. I swear to God I did, because I thought he's going to ring me or something. He's going to ring me when he's
Chris Boyd. There we go. Karl helped us out. It's Chris Boyd.
you.
George Boyd had long hair, didn't he? He looked like Benito Carbone.
So not John, not Ian, not George.
Not Alan. Not Simon.
Got there.
Not Dave.
I blocked him because I thought if he rings me whilst he's at game, I will go fucking off my tits.
You say
you'd have had to go down there and wait for him, Smarty.
But then again, I remember at Ellen Road, there's no phone signal anyway, so it don't really matter.
that was the point I was just about to make. It wouldn't have been a blind bit of difference even if I wanted to, So I thought it was good fun. I thought we all sounded pretty loud. I hope we sounded loud on the telly anyway.
Yeah, it was good, man. Away from them Southampton twats.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. If it turned out like that, I'd have been very disappointed. But I thought the game overall was quite good. I don't remember an awful lot of it now. This is one of them instances where I'll be sitting here doing a Luke on it and just going, I don't remember. So I'll have to recap what I said on Sunday on the pod on BNC and just say it was a good performance. And I think today it just proves that Gareth Southgate doesn't know what he's doing, and he doesn't pick people on stats. He picks them on reputation, and that's.
And always said that he would. Always said he'd pick on form.
We're going to get to that bit, but it's more important that we talk about the players who are leaving before that, I think.
Okay, I thought the game was good. Enjoyed
it. Because I'll start crying again.
And I can't wait for next season. Full Ellen Road is going to be absolutely banging.
Oh, yeah, man. I can't wait. I cannot wait to be back there with my season ticket, in my seat, shouting abuse at people.
Have you got a season ticket, Jay? You never mentioned it.
Oh, yeah. I like to let you know. Eating shit hot dogs with no ketchup because there's none left ever. It'll be great. It'll be great. Can't fucking wait.
I'm hoping we've got like a Premier League beer now as well, like Moretti or something in the bars, because
I hope so.
Foster's and Amstel.
The Amstel were an upgrade, but it's still not good.
Not much of an upgrade. Gilly, are you gone there? Are you all right, man?
He's having a private disco, the lad. He's got lights going and all sorts.
He's doing all right for
himself.
Can he even hear us? He's just staring blankly.
Can you hear
Oh,
me now?
Gilly, can you hear me?
No, I think I'm having connection issues.
Can you hear me?
No, I think I'm having connection issues.
Are the boys hammering the Xbox and the PlayStation?
Yeah, potentially.
I thought you were up to something, to be honest. I thought you were like pissing around and you were going to surprise us with some shitty video or something.
No, I'm afraid not. No.
Okay, fair enough.
Looking into connection issues, but it looks like we're sorted.
Good.
Right then, yeah. On to the players leaving. Wow, what a sad day. I think probably the most emotional I've felt since we got relegated. To be honest with you. In a sad way, I mean, because obviously promotion surpasses all that. But yeah, I mean, two amazing servants to the club, and in Pablo, a truly amazing player. One of the best that we've ever seen, I would say. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Go on, who's going?
Anyone? I'll go. Well, obviously, we haven't had it confirmed if Alioski's leaving yet, and obviously, I won't take. There's another player that Gilly wants to mention as well. He wants to make a special mention for, so I'll let him say that. He's looking at me a bit perplexed. He's never made an appearance for Leeds, but his contract's over as well, isn't it?
Oh God, that was him, boy.
That's the guy. Travesty.
I'm struggling to get over it. I really am.
Honestly, crying into my pillow.
Still there.
But yeah, no, like I was saying, Berardi, he's been one of my favourite players ever since he started. I remember his scissor kick against Accrington Stanley. In fact, there's some pictures of it, and I'm sat literally right in front of where it happened. It literally happened right in front of me. I thought, this guy. That was also the season when I predicted that Bianchi were going to be an absolute baller. But,
you're not the only one, Smarty. I remember that first game on TV and the commentators going, this Bianchi, where have they found him? His passing's fantastic.
Yeah. He did look pretty good, and then they all went to shit, didn't they? Him and Belushi, the fucking sick note wankers.
Yeah, but that's where Berardi actually really came to the fore, isn't it? Because he wasn't having any of that at all. No. And he could have easily, a different player could have been easily led in that scenario, and he wasn't having any of that.
He got on the bus and travelled to the game injured, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, he said that he wasn't injured; that he'd just been dropped.
All right, okay.
So that's from the horse's mouth. I heard that on a podcast somewhere. It might have been one at Squareball ones. But apparently he wasn't injured. But
other podcasts are available.
Yeah, other podcasts are available. Apparently he wasn't injured. He just got dropped. But it is what it is. But like strength of character, like you say, what a top fucking bloke. And then Pablo came off, and it was at that point. I was sad when Berardi went, but I just think back to that fucking Swansea goal. Anytime I think of Pablo now, I just think back to Swansea goal, shirt off, vest out, going fucking ballistic, and I would just like. I just started to tear up, thinking, "Fucking, I'll never see this man ever kick a ball again live." Oh well, unless they do a testimonial or something. Hopefully they will. Well,
actually, there's a few people that are talking about getting over to Castellón, which looks that's something that I'm very interested in.
That'd be good.
So we could definitely do a pod from there.
Well, can you imagine 30 or 40 Leeds fans in the stadium all chanting Pablo?
There'd be more than that.
Yeah, there would.
There probably would. I bet we'd be getting to get more.
2,000.
Well, the thing is, when there's international breaks, they'll still be playing, so you can go during an international break.
Well, I didn't know if the Spanish they're in the Segunda, aren't they? But are they in with a chance of getting relegated this time? I think have they been relegated
yesterday? Yeah.
Right, so the next one down certainly not going to have an international break at the same time. So there'll be a game. It's just trying to balance it with the home game, isn't it?
Shit for them, great for us.
Yeah. And obviously with all the COVID restrictions and all that bollocks, but I'm sure by next season it'll all be hopefully it'll be back to normal or somewhat normal. But yeah, Alioski. If it is true that he's not signing a deal and he's going somewhere, then fair dues. I wish they'd have...
Like I said, though, he didn't look like he was saying bye.
No.
It'd be really strange now.
It is a strange one.
If he goes, because he didn't look to be saying bye to anybody.
No.
It was a very emotional day, and he could have kind of joined it. You saw he handed over his shirt to a little lass that had a Alioski give me a shirt thing and all of that. And, it was a touching moment and it was nice. But at the same time, he wasn't saying bye to people. He wasn't getting upset. It almost looked like he knew that there was something sorted to me.
I hope so. I would like to see him still with the team, even though I think obviously we need a better player than him. He's very, very good for cover, and he's bloody brilliant at coming off the bench. Just to run round, just like light a fuse, don't you?
Yeah.
Just stand back and watch him go. Go on, you crack on.
It's almost, when he starts. When he starts the game, it's almost as if he's got a certain amount of energy that he must get rid of during a game. And when he comes off the bench, he uses up the same amount of energy as he does in a full game. He just does it in a condensed fashion, and he's just everywhere. Yeah. So bringing him on in like a 10 role or on the wing, the other side don't know what to do with him. They just cannot cope with him because he's just everywhere. But I think that there's still, we need a left back. We know that we need a left back. He's not the left back that we need to improve the position from this season. So we know that we need that, but having him in the squad is not a bad thing.
No,
I think he's still got a lot to offer us. He's 29. He's not 35.
No, he's not dead, is he? He's got a few years left. So I would like to see him stay. He's a good squad player, and he's good to have around the team and the club. So yeah, I'd like to see him stay. I don't want him to go, but we don't know what's going to happen, do we? I think it's still up in the air, that one.
The man's fucking bonkers. He's great to have around, you know what I mean? And
yeah. And he speaks 84 languages, so he helps everybody settle in.
Sound.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
But just going back to the Berardi and Pablo thing, I think a lot of people, I think Berardi was like Marmite at one point at the start, you know. But I think, like you were saying, Gilly, when he distanced himself from the 6-note 6. Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, I think when he did that, he definitely crossed over from Marmite to a Leeds player then, you know, where that was kind of his transition. I think that's when everyone kind of started to look at him differently, because when he came in first, he was one of them. He was just a ball of signings thrown in together, and he was just that. But then when he did that one act,
well, he was one of the 24 or however many signings they made all in one season, wasn't it?
Yeah. Under Hockaday initially.
Yeah,
because that were Chilino's first fucking signing manager, wasn't it? Hockaday.
Yeah. Hockaday and Berardi training in the river. That's it.
That's the one. Yeah, I'm sure.
I'll take your word for it.
When you look back from where we are to where we were,
I thought that was McDermott.
It's unbelievable.
No, I've not got it up yet.
No. He tried to sack McDermott, didn't he?
Yeah.
In January, and he didn't succeed. And then obviously when he took over properly, see you, Brian. I've got a guy who was fucking fascinated with fucking pepper and salt shakers here.
Do you remember him?
It sounds like he's the man for the job.
Did anyone keep track of how many times Hockaday won?
Oh, fuck off.
No, I mean as in the Hawk topic, like not actual games.
Right.
I'd say most of them.
Yeah.
We'll cover that in the end of season review. We'll make sure that we've checked that out, and we'll cover that.
Unless you talk to Luke,
No.
who's an advocate for the rest, all the rest of the best.
Got a comment there, Karl.
Jeez, thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate that. I was absolutely steaming. So I could have been bilingual for all I know, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Yeah, you could have been, mate. You could have been. I remember Cellino in the paper when it was all up in the air with McDermott, and he was like, McDermott had he'd gone to deal with like his mum dying or something, hadn't he? Like something bad like that. And Cellino was in the paper doing interviews saying, "Where's Brian? Help us, Brian!" Like,
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I do. I remember the quote, and it said, "Where is Brian? Help us, Brian!" You know, and he was like. They were like, hang on, mate, he's dealing with some fucking family emergency. And this guy's complaining that he's not there.
The craziest things about that is if you listen to Phil talk about the Chilino days, it were 3-4 o'clock in the morning, he'd ring him And he'd just be off his face and just talking to him about transfers at 3 o'clock in the morning. Can you imagine? That's the owner of the club. Although I did see the CEO of the club on a BMX, so you
just can't imagine it, can you?
It's just odd. It's really odd. But I mean, they were really weird times, and I think it's testament to the leadership that we've got now that we can have confidence that that bullshit's not going off in the background. It's frustrating to us. Yeah, I want to know what's going on with DePaul. I want to know what's going on with Perot. There's lots of players that we're linked with that we want to know where it's going to, because we get itchy feet as fans. We want to know what's going on, and we want to see the cash getting splashed, and we want to see players coming in and improving the squad. But at the same time, when you reflect on it, I don't want to know about it until it's done, and that tends to be how they do business, and that's a big deal. We can have confidence in the leadership that we've got now because they're great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they're not messing around. They've got straight on with pitch.
Yeah, it was the very next day, wasn't it? Well, it's Smarty's busy mate, isn't it?
No.
Oh, they sacked him off.
No, they're not
anymore.
Not for this one. He's doing all the rest of like Thorpe Arch and everything else, but he's not doing.
Are they moving that one up to Thorpe Arch? Because somebody said Bielsa wanted the Woven one.
He's had that done. He had it installed in April.
Right.
So that's already been done.
Well, so you are still a little bit ITK.
I am a little bit ITK with regards to fucking soil. All fucking things. But yeah,
chucking that pitch in back of a truck and then dumping it out from
it'll be on someone's fucking front lawn at some point. They'll be fucking tearing chunks off it. But no, they've got the maintenance.
Or sent to Barney in a cardboard box.
Who did that? That was fucking priceless. Sorry,
it was Dave.
Watching her Jesus.
It was Dave that we had on. We did an interview with him. He was the one that wrote the book. We're not Leeds, we are Leeds. Yeah, it was him that did it. He had a good whites.
Fucking quality.
I mean, that's going to be in one of the season highlights. It would have been.
That's brilliant, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
that's fucking hilarious.
We've digressed a bit here, so we would have the poll outcome now, but it was season's top moments, I think, that won, wasn't it? And we're actually planning to discuss that on the end of season podcast. So I've got no idea why Smarty put it in the poll and give you a chance to vote for it. Schoolboy error.
Well, in actual fact, what we were going to say and the wording that I gave you to use was that we'd reflected on the feedback that we've had from the poll, and we've decided that we're going to turn that into the end of season review. Rather than throwing people under the bus, Jay.
That's your tune.
That was like a classic.
I've got my own script. I've got my own words.
That was like a classic.
When it's mates, when you've got Jay Carter. Yeah.
Exactly.
But like Gilly says, after deliberation amongst our good selves, we've decided that we didn't want to bother. Two of the options were our Player of the Year and who stood out for us. And like I said, season best moments. But we're gonna have an extra pod next week, and we're gonna do it from them. So,
did anyone else feel like that was the most Leeds United don't go to bed tweet ever? Giving them a poll that they can vote on and going, well, you know what, fucking leave it to them.
yeah, but we didn't know that at the time, though. You see,
I know.
You
but
see,
I'm just saying, it's
we do that shit on here. We're very spur of the moment, knee-jerk reaction sort of podcast here. You don't get that sort of shit anywhere else.
Off the cuff, boys, off the cuff.
There's no professionalism here. It's just us doing what we do.
So each week we ask the listeners to choose a main subject for the pod. So this week we're going to cover both of the other options, which was Southgate and why he's such a shivering bastard. So if you want to start with Phillips' injury, because I think, I didn't know. I've not spent much time on my phone today because some of us had jobs. Apparently, Gilly said that the injury that he sustained in the West Brom game isn't as bad as first thought, and he may still be included.
Well, he's been named in the wider squad, hasn't he? So we're in a position where we're expecting that. I think Leeds have called it conservative treatment, so it needs some treatment, but not much. So Leeds are confident that he'll be available to be able to train in the next couple of weeks. So if you're going longer than 2 weeks, then he's going to be in a position where he's not trained enough in advance of the tournament.
Fitter than half of them anyway.
That's true. That's true, but I mean, it must be so frustrating for him because he's not straight into it. Because
is he gone?
Are we done?
Oh,
Is he gone?
Have you stopped making stupid fucking noises now?
it's telling us off. Head teacher
I
Gilly,
fucking
is
muted
here.
myself to avoid said noises. Yeah, okay.
No, I'll just sit here and wait until
if you remember, he picked up. Would it Wolves? He got an injury against earlier in the season, and that was his shoulder.
Yes.
So when it happened, I think he were out 5, maybe 6 games.
Yeah.
So you then worry that is it a recurrence? But Leeds are confident that with minimal treatment he's going to be able to train again. So that puts him in contention. But you know that shivering bastard's going to pick fucking Henderson and Rice anyway. So what's the fucking point?
I know.
Fucking prick. Fucking
Negative.
Henderson as well. He's shit.
Worse.
I fucking hate him. He's shit.
Is it worse?
It really
worse to get picked,
fucking
though?
winds me up.
And
But
be there and
at
not
least
play?
he's dropped
Or is it worse
Dyer.
than not being in the squad?
He's dropped
Yeah, I've
Dyer.
dropped Dyer.
Silver fucking
Yeah,
linings
that's
and all that sort of shit. The most negative fucking football I've ever seen in my pissing life. Yes, we've got Henderson.
No. Henderson gives him a run for his money.
Well, no, yeah, fucking yin and yang, innit, It's like, what's up?
I might have C-bombed then, but I was quite quiet about it.
I didn't even notice. I'm like, shit. Have I said something I shouldn't have done? But yeah.
Is it worse then for Phillips, do you think, to be in the squad but not get to play, or to not get picked at all?
You know damn well he's not going to play. He's going to play that
It must
fucking
be really,
dickhead, isn't it?
really frustrating to be there and not play.
Henderson hasn't
Someone
seen.
who's not as good as you play instead.
Yeah. Henderson hasn't seen a football in action for how long now? A couple of months.
It's good to have around the squad.
But
You don't know, he might surprise us, but he's probably going to go with Rice anyway, isn't he? So.
Yeah, I can see Rice and Henderson starting in a double pivot, and we don't even need a double pivot. Just play Calvin.
The most negative central midfield in the whole of the
play Rice in front of Calvin and just leave it at that. Let Rice bomb forward because he can, and just let Calvin sit there cleaning up his mess.
Well, you say that, but Calvin played with 8 on his back and played further forward in last game.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Last England game.
He's better in the other position though.
Well, we know that, but he's not worried about playing him further forward either. And we know he's capable of it. He was doing it before Bielsa arrived. Yes, all right, he wasn't the player he is now, but he was playing further forward and he was scoring goals.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know.
But yeah, some of the inclusions did surprise me. Grealish, as much as people like to hate him, he's a fantastic player. But again, he's not fully fit, not fully back. I mean, how many games has he played for Villa now? 2, 3 since he's been back properly?
Just 2, I think.
Saka, he's not been playing that well. You've got Calvert-Lewin, he's scored 2 goals in 8 games or something stupid. Fucking hell, to let out Patrick Bamford. And to not even include Harrison, he's just fucking phenomenal.
To get those extra picks in the squad,
fucking hell.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So I didn't get an opportunity to read the comments that Southgate had made because it was tonight that he actually made them. But one of the things that he said about Eric Dyer is, I don't think his season has been long enough to be in the squad, and that is a difficult call because I know how much he brings to the whole group. Now, if I'd not told you that was about Dyer, that could have been about 5 or 6 of the ones he's actually picked.
Yeah.
That makes as much sense. I mean, you don't pick Dyer because he's fucking Dyer. He's shit. But
he literally is his name.
That could go for multiple members of the squad that he has picked because Grealish has been out injured. Henderson's been out injured. They've still made the squad. So it don't make sense. This makes as much sense as not picking Bamford and picking Watkins because of Watkins' pressing game. What the fuck?
No, God, yeah, fucking hell.
Don't get me started on this because it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. The guy's an amateur. He should have stayed with his fucking paper bag on his head and fucked off.
You got something wrong with paper bags?
No, he employs them a
Not
lot.
all, mate. Not all.
He's encountered many a double bagger into this field.
You're a twat. You're in fucking Dewsbury, mate. You can't say, oh, they've already got bags on their heads out from there.
Oh, fucking hell. But yeah, I think the whole Bamford thing that he's saying that's, that doesn't press enough or whatever, he's watched us probably more than he's watched any other fucking team this season.
We're his local team, aren't we?
Well, that's the thing. He lives
And
in
the fact
Harrogate.
he still can't fucking see it is worrying.
Yeah, it's mad. And he's like, Watkins scored less, assisted less.
It's like when you see people talking
is
about
Bamford
game,
not going?
they say, oh, you must have watched a different game. Well, Southgate must be fucking watching a different game to the rest of us each week.
Could Southgate not just get a dossier off Marcelo and just judge whether he should pick Bamford off that?
Oh, we could just get a new
watching
we could just get a new manager.
He doesn't know what he's fucking doing.
Fuck off. Useless twat.
Man.
I had a bit of respect for him because at least he said right from the off, I will pick players on form and not reputation. But he clearly hasn't done so, has he?
They all say that.
Clearly.
He's totally bottled it. Like
They have.
It's
They all say that.
Man, it's like the England teams in like the late 90s and early 90s and all that. Regardless of their reputation, they should have absolutely cleaned up, and you wouldn't have had to play Lampard and Gerrard in the same team if you fucking played the right formation. Like, but you were just I think that's the problem with the English team. For years, they pander to public fucking perception and the press. Like if they didn't pick Maguire and if they didn't pick Henderson, Southgate's losing his job tomorrow, and that's just pandering to the press, man. And
yeah, of course it is.
It's clearly there when he's not picking the second best English striker in the fucking country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like whatever about us being a Leeds podcast and being a bit biased or whatever. You've got Harrison, for fuck's sake. It's like, I mean,
Crazy.
Like, to not even get a look in a provisional squad is like the players that are in there. Like, look, Greenwood. What?
Saka.
What is it about
Saka,
that people say? Saka.
Saka's the one. Greenwood. He's a talented boy. He is a talented. I know he's a scummer, but
He's not even ready yet.
Well, maybe not, but he's better than Saka. And Saka isn't anything like better than Jackie.
I think there's a lot of, with Rashford.
He's a level
being
above,
there, he's put Greenwood in as well because they play together a lot, and that will probably translate well to England. I think that's
in that
giving him
fucking logic,
a leg up as well.
On that logic, play bleeding Calvin, Harrison, and Bamford, and you've got the outball from every phase of start of play that we fucking do, and we probably score from 9 times out of 10 if we do it properly. If by your logic, that this is the thing. Like, play players in the positions that.
And just to talk about the keepers for 1 second, is that the two of them have been relegated.
Fucking crazy.
That doesn't bode well at all. Like,
Honestly, it doesn't. It does.
Like,
fucking hell.
You're telling me you're picking these guys on form, and 2 of them have been fucking relegated. Like,
the third one's fucking Pickford, fucking Wrexham.
I can't understand how you wouldn't want to have a look at Harrison in training in the England camp. Like, it's a provisional squad. You don't have to take him. Why would you not at least look at him?
The English press ruined the England national team. They're the reason the English national team are fucked every year, because every manager panders to them and picks who they kind of go, he needs to be in, he doesn't need to be in, he's not. Fuck off. Like, pick Callum Wilson if he's fit. Probably wouldn't, but pick him. He's on fucking form.
Danny Ings would have been a good shout. I'd probably rather pick Danny Ings than a couple of them, even though he has been injured.
Actually, you know what? Get a fucking tweet out and get the old followers to pick their 26 and get that going.
You'll get 4 options, man.
I'm not saying a poll, man. I'm just saying put out a tweet. Get them to pick their 26 of players that wouldn't be pandered to by the press, and fuck it, see what the people come up with, because it's got to be better than what Southgate's bringing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know, it's a very good point, though, isn't it? Yeah. So Ollie Watkins dies, get red card, selected. Bamford stays on his feet, too honest to be selected.
Ooh,
Do you know?
that is on the ball.
And the thing is, you've got Villa fans that complain about Bamford being a diver. They've got Dean Smith in charge and Watkins and Grealish inside.
The thing that fucks me off the most, right? The thing that fucks me off the most, Watkins is playing in what you'd have to call an established Premier League team now, because it's their second season. They're not.
I'll do your tweet for you, Karl.
Bamford's
it might take a while.
Bamford's playing in the Europe promoted team, and he's had more goals and assists than Watkins. Where does Watkins offer more than Bamford? Where is that?
Well, he doesn't. He doesn't. There was
what's made Southgate think that?
Well, you know, if he was saying what I'm picking now is a squad that can build for the next 4 to 6 years, you could almost understand that. But he's not. He's saying he's picking on form, and that's the shit. He's not doing what he says he's going to do. If you're picking on form, you can't overlook the second top scorer with 7 assists.
Exactly. And we've
that's
got
available to you.
And then a World Cup. It's not going to be like years of building a World Cup squad.
There you go, Karl.
He can do that afterwards. Right now, he needs to be looking at the best players for the roles. And Bamford should be.
You couldn't blame him, though. You couldn't blame him if he went and played for Ireland.
Absolutely not.
You crack on, mate. Take fucking Grealish, will you?
Can you imagine if he went to play for them and then they played against us in one of the tournaments and he scored and he ran up to fucking Southgate like the Luke Ayling rock star?
Yeah, but
on his fucking knees in front of him.
Bamford just wouldn't, would he?
No,
but Bamford just he doesn't. Click wood. Alioski, mate. Bamford's, he's not built like that. He doesn't have the shithousery about him. He's. I'm not going to say he's too nice because I think that's a detriment to him. But he's just a nice fella, and he wouldn't rub it in like that.
I don't know. He has got some shithousery to him.
Yeah. Man,
well, he's got a little bit, but if he gets an hat-trick against Dyche, he's not going to run over and spit in his face. You know, click might kind of borderline get on with that, but Bamford's not gonna.
Like just going back to what you were saying there, Jay, about Villa being an established team, Premier League team now or whatever, but you got to pick players on how they play, and if Bamford's playing in a position where he scored loads of goals, regardless of whether he's in a newly promoted team or not, Southgate should take into account where that team have finished. Bamford's goals have assisted us in that, fuck him.
Can I just interrupt you all? I'm going to change it slightly. I'm going to say, given the choice after the current England squad selected for the Euros, which players would you swap out and for who, rather than who would you have in your squad? Because they'll be just fucking... You'd be scrolling for days, won't you? So,
I just want to point out a comment from Derek is Prince William is a Villa fan. I'm not entirely sure how that's relevant.
I don't know, but...
Are we saying that Prince William's telling Gareth Southgate what to do?
And he isn't he the head of the FA as well? Prince William or something. He's the
is that what it is?
Yeah,
maybe that's what Derek's referring to.
I'll tell you something, right? Back to what you were saying there, Karl. What the point I was trying to make was more. Bamford's done a better job in a team that should have struggled compared.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah,
do you know what I mean? So
that's what I was saying as well. It's like.
Right.
He should have been picked on the basis of how well Leeds did and how well he did. Because
it's not even just that for me. It's not. If you look at the players that we've got available for England, you've got Kane, who is rightly first choice up front, centre forward. He's going to be in there because he's the best option that we've got. We're not. Nobody's countering that. Nobody's arguing that. If we want something different, that's not Bamford. That's probably Calvert-Lewin. But if Kane's injured and you don't want to change your setup, your fallback is Bamford. Yeah, because he's the closest to Kane that we've got in terms of assists, in terms of goals, in terms of hold-up play, dropping deep, being able to get involved in the play a bit deeper. Watkins can do a bit of that, but he doesn't finish as well. And I don't give a shit what Southgate says. He doesn't press as well. Calvert-Lewin comes alive between the penalty spot and the goal. He doesnn't do any of that deeper role.
Else, does he?
Yeah, he plays in that area, in the area, in between the goal and the penalty spot. That's where he comes alive. That's where he makes the space for himself.
Late on, if you chase the goal, and you just back
he is.
Field.
And do you know what? If you're playing without and out wingers and you're going to be lumping crosses in a lot of the game, he's a good player to have on the pitch.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he doesn't get involved in the build-up in the way that the other players do. And if Kane gets injured, we don't have a fallback that can do the same job because we've not taken Bamford. And that's the crux of it. And that's the annoyance for me is Kane's ankles are made of glass.
Yeah.
He gets injured. We don't have Bamford. Well, I'm sorry, Gareth Southgate. You had an opportunity there. I mean, you shot yourself in foot.
Yeah, you fucked it, mate.
Bastard.
I
guess I would love if Ayling had got in, but you can kind of understand it because of the amount of talent that we've got at right back. You can kind of understand that. I rate him. I think he's brilliant. Obviously, I think he's brilliant. I'm a Leeds fan, and he's had a magnificent season. But you can kind of see him being overlooked. What's unforgivable is in the numbers of players in a 33-man squad that Harrison and Bamford haven't got in. It's unforgivable. And it's short-sightedness and it's weakness in the manager.
And if you're building your squad and he does want to build for the future, then how can you not have Harrison in for a look?
Yeah.
You know, you can't.
He's 24.
Exactly. You're either building
exactly
for
what
future,
you're looking for.
And these the player you should be looking at, or you're not building for the future, you're playing for now and you should have Bamford in. You know, so which is it?
It's
and
all
Ayling
like
has carried the ball further than anybody else in fucking Europe or something, haven't they?
Yeah. Like it's
a stat I saw the other day.
Ayling's made more progressive yards with the ball at his feet than any other player in Europe. Yeah.
See, the thing I think with it, I think what it is that it's always you say they're building for the future, and it's the same with every manager. It seems to be building for the future, but it always seems just for the short term, for the quick win, for the easy win, to be that manager, to get that trophy since 1966. And I think all this we're building for the future is a load of bollocks. If you were building for the future, like you said, Gilly, you'd have Harrison at least in the preliminary squad to have a look at him. You'd have the likes of different players in there just to have a look at them. That's building for the future.
The only reason anybody in the England setup talks about building for the future is because that's genuinely what Germany did. Yeah. They were poor, and then for two rounds of the World Cup, they built, and then again success. That's led our media and our setup to go, this is what we're doing. We're building for the future. Well, that's fine. Okay. In the short term, it takes some of the pressure off because you know what? We're not targeting this tournament or the next one. We're targeting 4, 6, 8 years from now. But we are 4, 6, 8 years from there, and we're still not looking like we're going to win anything. And we're putting in 3 teenagers and Ben White that doesn't have a cap. Wrongly, might I say, but he doesn't have a cap. And what's the young lad at Everton, Godfrey, doesn't have a cap. So there's 2 centre-halves there. There's 2 relegated keepers. You know, this is not us building for the future. This is not even us picking for the now either. This is just really weak management.
Short-term mindset, like. Short-term mindset for...
That's got no spine, Southgate.
It's spineless.
Aye.
Shit.
I'm going to get off my soapbox now.
It's like someone, they're trying to get pissed up on a champagne lifestyle with beer money, but he's got everything that he wants at his disposal.
Champagne lifestyle, lemonade wage.
That's it.
I'll tell you what, because we ain't got a game coming up this week, there's no Hawk topic, but do you know what? I'm picking the fucking Hawk over Southgate anyway.
Local fucking disagree.
You know what? Let's have a Hawk topic. No, let's do it. Let's do it. The next game's going to be an England game. No Hawk or Southgate. It's a good call, Jay. I'm liking it. I'm
having him. He wouldn't have done this to Bamford. He knew talent when he could see it.
Yeah. Good man, Jay.
Go on, Gilly. What are you saying?
Oh, I'm sold.
Yeah.
I spent like last 10, 15 minutes giving Southgate shit, I'm sold. Get the Hawk in. He's building. If there's anybody actually building for the future, it's somebody that's in there, in the college, looking after the actual future of our game. Fuck Southgate, getting somebody that can actually build for the future.
We want the Hawk.
Yes.
Carl, what are you saying, mate?
Oh, the Hawk for England, man.
Good man. You
Hawk for England.
Make it a full house.
Oh, fucking hell, of course. There's no better manager out there.
You've never seen the Hawk.
I think Gallup should give him a ring anyway and have him as his fucking assistant coach.
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't have his job in no time.
Yeah, why not? Get him out there. Get him out there. Okay. Fucking Dave Hockaday. Go on, son.
Hawk wins again.
Never in doubt.
I like the way that Dyer fucking years ago.
I like the way that took a turn there. That was quite nice. Yeah. It's all serious. I fucking love the Hawk.
I love a good Gilly rant. It gets me all fired up as well. You know.
Yeah, Jay will be putting his fucking spoons away angrily in the kitchen after his finish.
That'll be it, Smarty. There'll be some dishwasher slamming and all sorts of shit, you know. Well, I don't really know where to go from there, to be honest, because I ain't got anything else on my running order. So has anyone else got anything they want to talk about?
So, one thing I will say is that 3 Retro is the retro football shop. 3 Retro is born from the love of the game, from historical nights on a cold terrace, from the love of vintage shirts of a bygone era. From looking back at the football club you love, the greatest and worst moments, from remembering your heroes and their jerseys as they once were. Find the referral link and discount code on our social media accounts and in the comments and descriptions of Orta No Better podcast recordings for a 10% discount on the full range.
Yeah, you're a true professional.
And if you put an extra few pence in, Gilly will read you a bedtime story. If you're lucky.
If you put a few quid in, you might actually turn up.
I just wanted to mention that that competition winner because I was far too intoxicated on Sunday to remember to announce the winner.
You look like you were doing well to be up.
Did you pick him while you were pissed?
You still look like you're suffering now.
I totally forgot.
You didn't even pick the winner.
He forgot there was a competition. He didn't know what was going on.
I was absolutely pie-eyed at the time I was doing the thing, you know what I mean? So.
Oh, hang on a minute. Were you on Berardi and Coke?
Yeah.
Who watches it, yeah?
He had to go because Jay didn't have anyone to go on with him.
Yeah.
Out of everyone, he got pissed off Karl.
I was in the pub, sitting outside, cops.
But we couldn't even get to a pub, otherwise we'd have been on as well.
We had a few cameos from some of Karl's mates.
Yeah, it was all right.
Did Hannah make it on?
No, she never showed up.
Oh.
Tell Gilly's not listening to it.
She's blacklisted now. You're done, Hannah.
Mate, I was dying yesterday.
You're not the only one. Booking Monday off was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah, well, I didn't. I worked all day, and then I just went to bed.
Well, having missed out, I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. The print winner is Daryl at Daryl Lindsay 9 on Twitter. Daryl will fire out a tweet with your name attached, but congratulations on winning the choice of print. I think it was Berardi you chose. So congratulations.
Well done.
Imagine if he'd pasted that into the private chat so we could have given him a banner, Gilly. You know what I mean?
Yes,
to be fair, he told me hours ago in the in the group chat.
I may be fucked, but I'm not that bad.
And I ain't put a tweet out either, so you know.
And then to be fair, I just whinged about the guy that had won because he don't follow me on Twitter.
It's a professional operation, this, isn't it? I mean, we're
can't wait for next season.
In no time.
We talk a lot during the day. And none of it is pod related. And then 10 minutes to go. What are we doing? What's the run? You're right, lads. Let's do it.
Is Jay coming? Jay's hosting. Is he here yet?
Jay's not even answering.
Where is Brian? Help us, Brian.
What was his name again?
Daryl Lindsay at Daryl Lindsay 9. So
I'll find him.
He's in the chat.
I'm like Liam Neeson. I'll find him. Don't you worry. I'll find him.
You'll find him and make him pay.
I'll find him and get a tweet out to him.
He's in the chat there. His link for his page is in the chat. So
yeah, I see it now. Yeah.
There you go, Daryl.
Well done,
and
Daryl.
What was the? This was a Berardi T-shirt, was it?
No,
It was a print.
Poster. Print.
Oh, the print. Yeah.
He wanted the Berardi one instead of the Hernandez one.
I bought the Hernandez one.
The Hernandez one is quality. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to get me one of those at some point.
I'm trying to get the guy to do Rod Wallace versus Spurs.
Oh yeah,
That would be decent.
Good shout. Good shout.
But yeah, that's all I've got to say to you.
Any more for any more?
Anyone at the back
I've
there?
nothing to say.
So, come here.
For once.
You know, the squad announcement aside, are ye, as England fans, looking forward to the Euros?
No.
No.
Half and half. I just feel like it's just going to be more disappointment after that.
Is Scotland in this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to support.
Cooper's going to be playing at Wembley, isn't he?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to support Scotland this time.
Yeah.
I'm there shouting him on.
I'm a
Italy
quarter
looking
Scot,
all right,
so
so-
I'm entitled to fuck England.
I mean, after that World Cup when we got to the semi-final, I would just
After beating all B teams.
Yeah, but I thought, it's been a half decent run. All right, we haven't played the best sides, but surely it's going to get better from here. The Euros, we're going to push on. We've got some really good talent coming through, and then we get a fucking squad announcement like that where he ignores half the fucking talent, picks a load of fucking idiots.
It's almost like you were writing it down, then he just went, fuck it. Fuck it. That's it, that'll do. Fuck him. And just walked off and had a cup of tea at fucking Etty's fucking tea shop or whatever he goes.
I think he was probably writing it down, Smarty, and then he thought, fucking hell, that's too exciting, and he started crossing them out.
That's a bit too clever, so I better dumb it down.
Then he screwed up a piece of paper and ate it.
Can't let people see that.
Do you know what we've not mentioned though? Is we've talked a lot about England, but we've not talked about the others. And Rodrigo being left out is a real surprise to me because
a shocker.
He's finished the season really well.
Yeah,
he's there number 9. He's scoring goals and not just scoring goals, but scoring amazing, really demanding chances. That lob that he scored, it was just that were crazy. The passing from Harrison that he read, the touch that it took to set it up, and then the lob. I mean, I know that it were BPF that he scored it past, but no keeper saving that. It doesn't really matter. That's the only goal, actually, when you look back at them, that he couldn't do much about. So, it's one of those where, we talk about Harrison and Bamford and leaving them out. And, Ayling's one where I think he's deserved his chance, but we're in a position where there's a lot of right-backs that are already in the squad, so it was going to be a difficult one to overcome. But leaving Harrison out with the season that he's had with goals and assists, leaving Bamford out with his goals and assists, but then Spain overlooking Rodrigo when he's their number 9, and you're thinking, well, who's going to replace him in that squad? And when you look at that squad, they're not strong up front; they're strong in midfield.
Yeah,
and actually they believe that they're strong in defence because they've left Ramos out, which is massive.
Yeah.
And there are more Leeds players in the Spanish international squad than there are Real Madrid players. This is just amazing. I love that.
It's a good stat, that.
I love that.
Even Brighton have more players in the Spain squad than Real Madrid.
Ramos got bumped really because of the City lad, didn't he? Who's taken
got bumped.
Bumped. You need to get your mind out of the gutter, son. Jesus Christ, it's a serious
fucking bumped to that lad. It's out of order.
Well, you mentioned Brighton, but then you mentioned City first.
Brighton, eh?
Stereotyping there.
These are the views of individuals, not of the entire pod.
I've got no idea what's going on.
Oh, bless you, Jay. Oh, bless you.
You're not that innocent, Jay. Fuck off. I know you're living on a spoon. You're attacking the dogs.
Bless your cotton socks, Jay.
Stop trying to drag me down to your level. I think seeing that they've left Rodrigo out makes me wonder if they're going to try and play the old Pep no strikers system.
The false 9. Yeah, maybe.
But why else to do that? And I'll tell you something, the way he's finished his season has made me really excited to see him next season because
Oh,
We've had
absolutely.
just a little glimpse of what he's really capable of.
And he's going to get a rest.
Phenomenal.
It's not bad for Leeds that he's going to get a rest, is it? He has had a bit of an injury, but another one that we've not mentioned is Meslier. So it looks like he's going to be the first choice for the under-21s for France.
Yeah,
Lafont's out, I think. Is he out, or is he being promoted to senior squad?
No, but Mellier's just jumped the two boys in front of him. He's straight in there. They're still there.
Right. I thought there was an issue with Lafont.
No, I think he's just been bumped up 2 places.
Well, but what a season he's had.
He said bumped. You said bummed.
He definitely said bumped.
You've got something wrong with you.
I said bumped.
I did too.
Creep.
I did too.
It's been fucking bummed.
It's me that gets done over though, not you, Karl. So you don't have to worry. They're just horrible bastards.
That's all right.
So we're going to see Click. We're going to see Cock.
Now that we've been talking about bumming, we might as well talk about Cock, can't we? Let's just go on.
What are you saying about being pulled down to our level? We were all right, and then you had to pull us down to gutter.
That's it now. I've given
Yeah,
up.
filthy gutter talk.
Alioski will play, and I'm running short now. So he'll play for North Macedonia. So Click, Cock, Alioski, Meslier in the under-21s. Llorente, Phillips.
I think that's it.
Are Wales there? Will Roberts play?
Tyler.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck no.
Yeah.
Tyler, yeah.
Yeah, they left.
Dallas got overlooked for England.
Cooper.
Left Roberts out, didn't they? But they picked Roberts, so he'll be a bit pissed off because he were one of the ones that broke the curfew and got sent home.
Yeah,
but he is shit, so he can't really. Yeah, I think that's it. No, Cooper.
Yeah,
did you mention Cooper?
Yeah, we did, but I think that might be it. But we think that might be it. That's like 8 or 9 internationals. Where have we come from?
I know, it's awesome.
It's good, isn't it?
Really, really awesome.
Now we just shit our pants, hoping they come back fit and ready for every international tour. Like.
Yeah, that's the different issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is there a South American competition?
Yeah, the Copa Libertadores, is it not?
What about Netherlands? Striker.
I mean, this summer.
He's not picked who he's playing for yet, Smarty. So
no, I think it was.
No, I don't think he picked, but also Netherlands and Belgium had named their squad before the last main pod, and he'd not been named in either squad.
Oh shit!
So that might be because he's not chosen and hasn't actually stuck his name against one or what. I don't know what the approach is there, but
I think you made a decision before Euros, though, wouldn't you? Bit strange.
You would think so. But having said that, I mean they've both got strong squads. It may be just that he's not been seen as being on the level yet. You look at the Belgian defense, and they've got a glittering lineup of. Well, it's not just a defense, is it? I think they're the world number one in terms of on paper capability. So there's a reason why you might not be able to get into that squad as a young man. But he's going to have to make a decision at some point because he's going to be worth it by the looks of him. He looks like he's going to be a class player, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Well, I think that's probably it for us then. There's not really else to.
I've run out of drinks. It's time to go. I've run out of drinks.
I've not had a drink all the way through. I think it's his first podcast I've done where I've not had an alcoholic drink.
I was wondering where the old ching of the metal straw was.
Mate, yeah. I've stopped using those on podcasts because I don't want to upset you boys.
That's decent.
But yeah, I do try to accommodate you guys. So I mean, there's nothing else really to go over. We're gonna have a proper end of season podcast next week, and we'll go over like the player of the season and season's top moments, all that kind of stuff. We'll try and get everybody on, I think, for that one, won't we? And we'll see what happens. It'll probably be chaos more so.
We're doing our best. One person's already looking a bit flaky about getting on, but he's going to do his best while he's on holiday.
Who's that?
Who might that be, Smarty?
I don't know.
It's that lad who goes on holiday for 3 months in summer to his private island. Secret millionaire.
Every odd weekend.
But yeah, I mean, obviously there won't be a Brady and Coke now for a while or anything like that.
One more in off the VAR.
Yeah.
One more in off the VAR, yeah. And we'll give Jimmy a rest for summer then as well. But
Are we looking to, what is it, the 14th of August, is it? Something like that, the start of the new season?
Yeah,
God knows.
yeah, it's about
Fixtures
that.
are out soon, aren't they?
Yeah.
Fixtures are out
14th, 16th of June, I think the fixture list is out.
Cool.
So
Well,
then
I'll
all we
look
have to
forward
do is wait for Sky to fuck everything up and change it.
that. Yeah.
Hey, two fixture lists.
Don't start planning your trips to games yet, because
Yeah.
Sky have got something to say.
Don't go to bed
But yeah,
yet.
I mean, it's been a good season. We've done really well. I wasn't going to go for that one, Gilly, because we're wrapping up. But, feel free to derail us a bit if you want.
Just bring me Rodrigo de Paul and a quality left back, and I'm happy.
There you go.
And some cover for Calvin. Mashy's probably.
We've got cover for Calvin.
Yeah, we've got
We've got 4 centre backs, all of which can fill in if they need to.
Yeah.
I think we all agree on that, to be fair.
Yeah, I'd echo Gilly's thoughts there. Number 10, left back.
That's it. That's all we need, really, to be fair. So, I mean, we're good, aren't we? We're good. Unless Kiko departs and we get another keeper in, but we'll see what happens.
Be all right.
The only difficulty on that is his wages, isn't it? I think he'd have moved on by now if it wasn't for that.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
I mean, he's not going to go anywhere and take a big pay cut, is he? So.
And what we don't want to do is end up in a Robbie Fowler situation where we're paying his wage for the next 5 years without him playing for us.
Oh, fuck that. Honestly, I tried to pretend those days didn't happen.
The lead up to them was great.
Yeah, it was. It was
living
fantastic.
the dream.
Felt a bit like I feel now, so it keeps me grounded. That
We just need to start worrying if Rad starts buying goldfish.
I just will interrupt you. Just a couple of notifications for the question that we put out for the regarding we'd swap out for the England squad.
Go on, then.
Harry King said Watkins for Bamford.
Yeah.
Sense. Another guy, Kevin Stubberfield, he said Watkins out, Bamford in as well. And also Mings and Cody out for Tamori and Konsa. Not a bad shout.
That's a good shout.
I mean, Tamori being overlooked is as criminal as Harrison and Bamford being overlooked. He's had a dynamite season.
Yeah, Tamori's good.
And Baresi and Maldini have been full of praise for him as well while he's been at Milan. He's just been but I was listening to, we'll wrap up quick. Sorry, Jay, I won't be a second. I was listening to Darren Goff saying that, it was Durham was saying first that I think it was Southgate likes players who can play in many positions, but then Goffey made a good point going, but why not have 2 players that, they're specialists in one position?
Yeah.
You don't always have to have players in that can play 5 or 6. You can have
your players on your bench.
Positions.
Yeah, exactly.
They're the ones that can. So your Ben White sits on a bench and can play in central midfield if you need him to, or he can fill in at centre back if you need him to. Your centre back should be specialist centre backs.
Yeah.
You don't pick a centre back in your first 11 that can play up front.
Yeah,
because you're not asking him to do that. You're asking him to be a centre back. So pick your specialists in your specialist positions and have your subs as the ones that can fill in.
Yeah.
We're going to be playing against world-class strikers. They're not going to be playing against midfielders who've been put up front, are they? So by saying logic, it should be specialist centre backs.
Yeah, no, I was just making that point earlier, just because I heard it earlier on. That's all. But, I fully agree with you. I think Goffey made a good point there. Like, you should at least try it at some point. But look, so what do we know?
Well, that's it. We're just a bunch of idiots who don't know, aren't we? Apparently. So.
Well, I tell you what, if that's what we are, Southgate should definitely be on this fucking pod. So.
See if you can get him on, Gilly.
I don't think he'd come on if he listened to this one. He's definitely not coming on.
No, we would rather have Hockaday than fucking Southgate.
Well,
yeah, but you know what? In fact, put that poll out.
Put a poll out. Hockaday.
Put that poll out. Southgate or the Hawk? Because I reckon the Hawk's in with a good chance of winning that.
Yeah, he could definitely.
I think so. He's shown himself up today as old Southgate.
Yeah.
Anyway, right.
Right, come on, let's close it down.
Call it a night, boys, because we're just rambling on now. So as I say, we'll have the end of season pod next week, and we'll do the proper sort of player of the season, best moments, all that kind of stuff. See if we can find any embarrassing clips of Karl that kind of thing. You know what I mean? From through the season, and we'll have a good review there,
and we'll be able to listen to you and Smarty hating on Cooper earlier on in the season.
Yeah,
exactly. That's it. all the good stuff, all the best.
I deny all knowledge.
And just the regular weekly beg is that myself, Adam, and Bren are doing the Yorkshire Free Peaks in August for motor neuron disorder. Please sponsor anything you can afford. The link will be shared in YouTube comment, Facebook comment, and tweet.
Wonderful.
If you don't sponsor them for that, you're horrible. Just bear that in mind. So, cheers, boys. It's been another good one. Just another positive week for Leeds, apart from the Southgate shambles. But yeah, cheers for joining me, and I'll see you all next time.